Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Arrow Season 7. So just a heads up to those that are watching, within the first hour or so of this video being up, I am actually live streaming on Twitch right now, so the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. Go click it, come and join the live stream and have a chat. So yeah, go do that. So at the end of Arrow Season 6, we saw Oliver Queen arrested for his role as the Green Arrow and placed into Slabside Prison with some villains that I don't think will be too happy, or maybe really happy, to see him there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how all of that goes for Oliver when we pick up in Arrow Season 7 in early October. But one thing is for sure. Now that Oliver is in prison, there should be no more Green Arrow keeping watch over Star City and stopping crime. Am I right? Well, going by the trailer for Season 7 of Arrow from Comic-Con, well, you wouldn't be right, Pagey, mate. You're absolutely wrong. You're an absolute goose. As we saw in the trailer from Comic-Con, we had another Archer dressed up as Green Arrow killing people off who were criminals, but this Archer is acting like Season 1 Oliver. Just killing without a care in the world by the looks of it. So what exactly is going on here? Oliver is in prison, so who is this copycat Green Arrow going around Star City and picking off the criminals? And by picking, I mean murdering. So obviously, before we get into the rest of the video, let me know in the comments section down below who you think the copycat Green Arrow is. Obviously, listen to my opinions and my suggestions, but obviously, it's up to you. It's a free world, I guess. You can do what you want in the comments. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel, as we are extremely close to 200,000 subscribers. It's actually ridiculous how close we are. So in the trailer from Comic-Con, when we saw this copycat Green Arrow, they were wearing a mask of some sort. So we can't really go for some like close-up change of lighting effect facial examination thing, as well their face is covered. And I guess it would also probably be a stunt double under the suit anyway, rather than the actual actor who plays the character. But one quick couple of shots in particular that are of interest and that haven't really been talked about involve Renee, aka Wild Dog. So in the trailer we see him meeting with these dudes here. Then there is a sort of a shot of Renee pulling an arrow out of a barbed wire fence. But this shot here of the Archer is in the exact same area that Renee was in this shot here. And these dudes with arrows in them on the ground and, well, most likely dead, are the same four guys that Renee was meeting with. So it looks like that in the first episode at least, gun and weapons dealing or trading is the big issue in Star City. And this copycat Green Arrow is, well, dealing with that in a, a pretty ferocious manner. But the first option as to who this Green Arrow copycat could be will of course be the second most capped holder of the Green Arrow mantle after Oliver Queen, and that is of course John Diggle. Now I am really only including John, or Diggle might I say, because he has held the mantle previously, and also because we know that at the end of Arrow Season 6 he had a Green Arrow suit in his possession. Another thing that you could argue that does point towards Diggle being this Green Arrow copycat is that he is like hardly in the trailer. We see him talking to Oliver in prison, and from memory, that's it. So where is Diggle for the rest of the trailer when we see a decent amount of Renee, Dinah, and even someone like Laurel as well? And yes, I know, Felicity isn't in the trailer much at all. She's in like one part of the trailer, which looks also to be like a nightmare or vision, so it's not even like present day Felicity. But there is a reason for that as to why she most likely isn't in the trailer that much, which I might do a video on in the next couple of days or so. But overall, I can't really see Diggle being the one to be going around as this Green Arrow copycat and murdering people for one, but also doing those acrobatic moves. Diggle is more the muscle rather than the agile type. So it is really unbelievable that Diggle would be pulling off these moves. Up next is the other option that is a familiar character to all of us, and that is of course Roy Harper, aka the former Arsenal, I guess, because I don't know if he's currently Arsenal still. So we know that Roy Harper is coming back for this season of Arrow as a series regular, and that he will be showing up in episode 1 of this season. So what supports Roy being this Green Arrow copycat? Well, like I said with Diggle, those acrobatic moves. Diggle ain't pulling those off. But you know which character would definitely be able to pull off those jumps and flips? That's right, Felicity Smoke. She can do anything. But also, Roy will be able to do that stuff as well. I did see some people saying that the running style of this copycat Archer sort of reminded them of like how Roy ran, but as I said, this would most likely just be the stunt double in the suit, so it's hard to base it all off that. One thing that really supports the theory around Roy being this Archer is the fact that Colton Haynes, who plays Roy on the show, only arrived in Vancouver to film for this episode only a handful of days before they finished up episode 1 and sort of got ready to go to Comic-Con for the weekend. So you could look at Roy's contribution in like episode 1 of season 7 essentially just being a few scenes towards the end of the episode in which he may unveil himself as the archer, and then some scenes after that talking with some other characters. The thing that makes me think it won't be Roy, and this sort of goes with Diggle as well, was the fact that this archer is obviously killing these people. Sure, they are criminals like I've said before, but it's still murder. Why would Roy do this? Or would Roy do this, might I ask? Obviously, we don't know what has gone down with Roy since we last saw him last season, in the last or in between the second and last third of the season. Like, did something happen to Thea? Because we know Roy went off with Thea and Nis over the whole Lazarus Pit thing. Did something go really wrong there? Like, did whatever happened make Roy start to kill or something? That is something we will have to wait, watch, and find out, but I do just find it a bit odd that he would be killing. Yes, I know in Season 2 Roy killed, but he was like, it haunted him, the fact that he killed back then. So I don't know if he'd easily just go back into it when he could, potentially, kill someone that didn't deserve it, which is, something that haunted him, the back half of Arrow Season 2. The second last option is that the Archer is one of the Longbow Hunters. Now, personally, I don't think this is even a real option, but there were a decent amount of people saying that they thought this could be an option, so I just decided to include it in this video. So the Longbow Hunters have been confirmed to be Red Dart, who was actually a part of the Longbow Hunters in the New 52, so that's accurate there. There is also Kodiak, who was in the Green Arrow New 52 comics as well, but wasn't a part of the Longbow Hunters. And then there is the Silencer, she's started to pop up again in DC again, so it's very surprising they're using this character on Arrow. Now, I will probably do a video specifically on the Longbow Hunters in a couple of days, but I really don't see any of these three suiting up as Green Arrow early on in Season 7. It just doesn't sound realistic to me. If you thought that this could be an option, then fair enough, I guess. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. But for me, personally, I'm just not feeling it, and I don't think it will play out. And the last option is a fairly interesting one. If you have been keeping up to date with my Arrow videos just over the break since the end of last season, then you would be, fairly familiar with this character already. And this is the character that was labelled as Konami Rhodes in the audition process when casting for Arrow Season 7. Now, the character description of Konami Rhodes described her as half Japanese as well as half Caucasian, somewhere in her late 20s to early 30s. She is a formidable fighter who ends up clashing with the heroes of Star City. Her background consists of being a tactician in the military while also carrying on as a street fighter. Now, you could argue that she sounds like she could have been one of the Longbow Hunters, which, yeah, it does sound it. Like, there was even another description for a Longbow Hunter that's been confirmed that even sounds sort of similar to this. But there were audition tapes released for this character which had her speaking to, it sounded like it was Dinah Drake, and in those scenes it suggests that she, like the description says, clashes with the heroes of Star City. But it also suggests that she will be a good guy and not a bad guy. She's sort of going to be in that grey area when we meet her at the beginning of this season by the sounds of it, but she'll slowly go over and be, an assistant to Team Arrow. Also in the audition footage, it had the actress in the tape holding a bow and arrow and had it primed and ready to fire. So this character will be an archer, or will at least in a scene be holding a bow and arrow, but you'd think they'd just be an archer in general if that was the case. So could this Konami Rhodes character, who will most likely have a different name on the show, be the one dressed up as Green Arrow in the trailer? Well, possibly. Another thing that was said in this audition footage was that Konami Rhodes was murdering the criminals, just like we saw in the trailer, and I think even she references back to Oliver Queen, or at least the Vigilante back in Season 1, or what he used to do, how he used to murder people. So do not be surprised that there is actually a female under that suit who is of half Japanese descent. The only thing that sort of goes against this is that it does look like there is a dude in the suit. It's just the size and stature of the person. It just looks like a male. But this could literally be because there is actually, a dude in the suit, like a stunt double. Seeing that it is a fully covered suit, maybe they didn't see the point in getting another stunt double who's, a female, and just used an already on-hand stunt double that, fit into the suit and that could do what was required, might I say. I don't know, that person was a male. Who knows what was going on there. But yeah, if you look at it, it looks like there's a male in the suit, but that's happened in other properties as well, where there's obviously a male in the suit, but it ends up being a female, so I don't know. But overall, my thoughts, my pick is Konami Rhodes. I think it sounds like it'd be the better reveal, just because it would actually be a bit surprising. But with these Arrowverse shows, they 99% of the time just go with the obvious one. Basically, if you think of a reveal in the past, when a masked character or something, it's generally the obvious reveal. So Roy's the obvious choice, so if you had to put money on it, you'd put money on Roy, but if you wanted to put one on a bit of an out there choice, I'd definitely go with Konami Rhodes, might I say. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions. Who do you think is under the mask, and is this Copycat Green Arrow? Just let me know in the comments section down below. Intrigued to see what everyone thinks. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.